Hello, my little demons. This is your Empress Hexakiss coming to you with another video. This week, I decided to tackle something that I feel is really important. As most of you may or may not know, I've taken a real strong liking to Prime World as my primary MOBA of choice. Many people don't know it exists. Some people think it's brand new, when in fact it's been around for a little while now. However, with all that said, I decided that I wanted to tackle something this week that is kind of close to my heart when it comes to Prime World. And that is what to do when starting out in the game. Now, a lot of MOBAs are pretty straightforward. You pick a champ that they give you from free rotation or whatever the case might be, and you kind of just play it from there. Unless it's like Dota, where every hero is pretty much free and you just pick whatever you want to pick, or people suggest what you should start with because it makes the game easier, whatever the case might be. But Prime World's a little different. There are some techniques and things to bear in mind when you first start the game. And without further ado, we'll just jump straight into it. Alright guys, so my first tip is find a main hero or a role. When you first start the game, you have a limited selection of heroes until you level up, or if you're willing to drop some early coin, you can buy any hero you wish. Whatever method, find a hero or role you'd like to main and hone in on it. This is because you must build up your talent bank. You won't have enough talents to spread around to multiple heroes and still keep them effective. By focusing on a few talents that you acquire and maybe one or two heroes, you can ensure that you enter matches, your hero won't be left behind. And that's very important because the starting talents that all heroes start with are not necessarily the best. It's really mixed matched, and they don't bring out the hero's true potential. They're kind of just like general talents that they threw on the hero to make it workable, but after that it's kind of your job to really tighten the build and play around with the talents. Also, it becomes easier to know what talents to look out for. Finally, it becomes easier to focus on climbing ranks when you can do it with a well-built hero, as opposed to multiple half-built heroes. And that's very important to note that, again, when you find that one or two heroes that you can focus on, all the talents you get, you have a better idea of, okay, I know that I play this hero this way. I can use these talents to, build up on this aspect of the hero or that aspect of the hero. And when it comes to maining a role as opposed to specific heroes, you then know that, okay, if I'm going to main, say, the mid lane, or I'm going to main mage type heroes, then I know that I need to look out for talents that give me intellect or mana regen or cooldown reduction. Next up, my next tip is save, save, save. I cannot stress saving enough. Nivell is always putting out talent fair jackpots and talent reforged discounts. In order to upgrade hero talents, you need prime crystals, which are also used to create and reforge talents. In this event, you want to make sure that every single prime crystal that is coming into your hand, you're saving to upgrade that important talent. It might be tempting to start pumping out new talents ASAP, but you'll quickly see your crystals disappear. Or there is that one talent in the fair you always hear about. Resist the temptation until a discount is announced. Save every prime crystal you get. The reforged discount cheapens the cost of creating talents and re-rolling talents from one tier to the next. Otherwise, you're better off having Golden Age and earning talents from matches, or using crystal shards to create specific talents you might not otherwise be able to get for your build. However, the most crucial use of prime crystals is leveling up the talents you use on your choice of heroes. By upgrading the non-hero specific talents, you increase their stats and their effectiveness, and by extension, the power that your hero brings into your matches, allowing you to feel and have more impact. On to our third tip, keep playing. Even if you're Even if you've played MOBAs for a long time, each MOBA is a new experience. Everyone was new at some point, and until you've built up heroes, you might lose more than you win. However, you only get better the more you play, and the more you play, the more you understand how the game works and how your hero, scales, among other things. I know it can be very discouraging, but I promise you, it gets better. And just know, everyone has off days, so take it slow. Not everyone's a pro player. Not everyone's born, or, not everyone is gifted with mechanical skills. Sometimes it takes a couple of games before you completely learn how a hero works. Sometimes, it takes a couple of talent switches to get the right talents for you to work. If your hero, is very defensive, you could probably play it offensively. It just takes the right talents and the right play style and mentality to do it. Like I said, sometimes people have off days. There are going to be days where you can't hit a skill shot to save your life. But then you'll have days where you're the Kobe, you know? You're hitting every skill shot. You're managing to land every skill possible on a target and kill them and solo kill them sometimes. It all comes from you just playing. Even if your teammates are on your back and they're being negative and they're saying you can't play, keep playing. Do not surrender. For our fourth and saucy tip, seek help. Some of us are solo players, and that's okay. But don't be afraid to seek out help when you need it. There are in-game clans you can join, many of which are very English friendly. For those of you who don't know, Prime World is primarily a Russian-based game, so a lot of the player base is Russian. But there are English-friendly clans out there. Though through clans, you can not only get people to play with, but you get access to clan-exclusive talents via the clan shop, and sharing talents with clanmates via the clan bank. Some clans may also possess a clan Discord as well. If you're still iffy about joining a clan, then another alternative is hopping on over to twitch.tv and typing in Prime World in the search bar. Here, you can watch various Prime World streamers who would be more than happy to answer questions you may have. You can also learn a ton of knowledge that may not exist within the game, such as current metas, unknown talent nerfs, or buffs, and much more. I'll even list some English-based streamers that I've been watching in the description. Finally, there's always YouTube, channels such as mine dedicated to producing helpful content for those who might be struggling with Prime World's mechanics. And we arrive at our final tip. Have fun. There's no point in getting good at a game if you're not even having fun with it in the first place. Not everything has to be a big dick contest. With that said, you've got to have fun with the game you're playing. If you're not having fun, then you're not learning. If you're not learning, then you're going to feel like you're always going to be bad at it. And that's something that even I had to learn. First and foremost, have fun with the game. Worry about getting good mechanically later. Worry about having the best build later. First and foremost, you have to know that you're having fun with the game. You have to, as my previous tip said, first and foremost, find heroes you enjoy. Don't play heroes you don't like. You don't have to play every single hero. And that is unlike other MOBAs where you're forced to fill roles. For example, League of Legends, where, if everybody's locked in their role and say you're the top laner, why is it that the top laner always has to play a bruiser? Why is it that I always have to play a tank? Why can't I play, a mage or something? And, obviously there'll be the excuse of like, oh, the lane is just not made that way and yada, yada, yada. But that's the fun thing about Prime World, is that anything can work if you actually play the game. Have fun with it, and toss those silly little metas and restrictions, out of your head. Open up your mind. Enjoy the game. Have fun. Think outside the box. That's what I think is the most important tip I can possibly give anybody starting out in Prime World, and any MOBA in general. Alright, so I hope you guys learned a little bit of something from all of that. With that said, thank you all for watching, and I hope these tips honestly helped you at least a little bit. Whether you're thinking about starting Prime World or just started Prime World. Whatever the case, let me know in the comments. To my seasoned Prime World players, let me know any tips you might want to share as well. This has been your Empress, Hexikiss. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe to see when I bake fresh content for you for your consumption. Much love. And last but not least, before I go, this is a bonus tip because it's technically only supposed to be 5, but I figured this also ties in a little bit with my first tip. Play every hero at least once. You know, going back to what I said, you don't have to play heroes you don't like, but play every hero at least once just to make sure before you completely write off a hero. I know it sounds crazy, but there are heroes that I didn't even think I would ever touch that I played once and I was like, wow, okay, this guy has a good flavor. I think I'm gonna play him a little bit more. You know, maybe I might not play him as often as another hero that is part of a role or has skills that I like and I enjoy or that I'm very proficient at. But, you know, I wouldn't mind hopping on that hero, you know, once every other game just to play around and, you know, who the hell is that? Go away. But, you know, play every hero at least once. That way, at the very least, not only can you say that, okay, I tried this hero, it's not my style, you know, you can also say, oh, okay, so someone on my team is playing that hero. I have a little bit of experience with that hero and I know how that hero plays. Let me make sure I can try to complement that hero's play style or assist them where I can because I know how that hero plays. Or you're against the enemy and they're playing that hero. Then you know in the back of your mind, okay, that hero plays this way. All I have to do is avoid X skill or, you know, shut them down early or etc. in order to make sure that we dominate and win against them. So that's my final bonus tip.